So welcome back to AppGuru for this week. Here's our appetizer. Matt's gonna have an in-depth look at GarageBand. Matt, take it away.
Welcome back to GuruVision, everyone. GarageBand, I'm here to check it out. Alright, this is one of my favourite apps because you can not know anything about music and still produce some really cool stuff. So I've opened up GarageBand here, and to start with, I might have a list of my songs. Now, I don't have any songs at the moment. I just click, I tap, and I can choose from these instruments. Now, I've got smart keyboards, smart guitars, keyboards, drums, I've got a guitar amp I can use, the audio recorder, a sampler, which is fun, which I'll talk about in a minute, and smart drums and smart strings. Now, any of these smart instruments, the smart means it's going to help you play them. So even if you don't know how to play a guitar or a bass or the keys, this will play it for you, and there's heaps of different variations so you can get some cool sounds going on. So I'm going to start with drums, and I'm going to use the smart drums. So I click on there. Now you can see I can choose whichever drum kit I like, so I'm going to use a rock kit, and this is the classic studio kit. Now I've got my snare and kick and hi-hats and all my drum components over to my right here. Now I could drag them into this space here like this, and that will play some beats. However, I'm going to press the dice here and I'm going to let it create one of its own. So I'm going to have just basic kick, snare, I've got some congas playing in there and that kind of thing. So when I like the sound, I can press the dice again and roll a different sound and get different sounds again, keep getting different sounds until I get one I like. Then, if I'm happy with it, I'm going to press record. It counts me in, starts recording. So it's now recording those drums that I've selected. It'll count up to 8 bars for this by default, and I'll have an 8-bar track of drums. So that's coming up to the end of that recording now. It'll automatically stop, and I'm ready to record my next track. There we go, press stop. Now if I switch to this view here, I can see the track that I've just recorded. I can actually go in and edit any of that, and just click on here and there and add extra snares or drum rolls and things like that, but just for now I'm going to leave that and make a new instrument. So I'm going to press plus down here and add a new instrument. This time I'm going to whack in some guitar. Now I might not only have time to do this one today, so let's have a look. There's an acoustic guitar, but because it's Rocktober, we're going to go to a hard rock guitar. Now I'm just going to try some of these sounds out, and because it's Rocktober, I might crank it up a bit. Let's see. Don't know if you'll be able to hear this, but we'll put it in afterwards. I'm going to whack on a few effect pedals that I've got here. Oh yeah, I like that one. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now, you'll notice over here, I've got my autoplay. Now, if I switch to autoplay and I click these chords, so I can change any chords I like and put in some variations in there. I can also switch it to notes. You can get right into it. So that's basically it. When I'm happy with that, I press record. Now what it will do is it will play back my drums that I recorded before and add my guitars to it. So I'm going to switch back to chord mode and press record. It'll give me a 4 metronome count in. Alright, so now I've got 2 tracks, my guitar and my drums, and I just keep building layers and 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 layers until I've got the song that I want to produce. And go back anytime and add things in. I can put cool effects on there and export it and go straight to iTunes. I can go save it to my device. I can share it with my friends. I can actually use a Bluetooth connection and have a jam session going on with my friends as well, which is really cool. I've used that before. Awesome fun. You can create songs with three other friends and just sit there jamming together, rock and roll style. I've actually seen a young girl produce a song live on stage, and it was one of the most easiest things I've ever seen produced, but sounded great. I can also add my vocals in there. If I could sing, I put that in there. I can use loops that are in there. I can add real instruments, so I plug in using an adapter. I can plug in my actual guitar and play something that I can play on the guitar. So it's really versatile, but it's as limited as whatever you start your ability, from really beginner to not knowing much all the way to advanced. You can record anything you've got. So definitely for kids, this is a great way to get into music production. Check it out, because that is one rockin' app.
Oh man, I think I could get into it right now. Okay, I've got a song coming on. Here it is. Thanks, Matt. Great effort. See you next week.